Welcome to Gems of Knowledge with your host, David Bellman and Justin Kroll. Each week, our experts will answer all of your jewelry questions with Rachel Putney, our social media maven, who will relay your questions to our experts. And now, here's your host, David Bellman.
This is a Gems of Knowledge special report, Retail Dangers on the High Seas. In my 30 years in the retail jewelry business, I've seen over 50 situations where people have purchased jewelry items in the islands, and inevitably the prices they have paid were either the same or substantially higher than any full-priced retail store back here in the U.S. We all know the adage, buyer beware. And at the end of the day, we are all responsible for the purchasing decisions that we make. If we don't take the time to shop around and look for the best price, and we overpay, that's on us. But when I see trusting people being manipulated by a billion-dollar travel industry in order to maximize their profits, then someone needs to speak out. There may be nothing illegal about some of these sale practices, but morally, I find the way that they do business reprehensible. Taking a cruise to a tropical island should be filled with sunny beaches and swimming in warm ocean waters, not an opportunity for passengers to be set up on crazy shopping sprees designed to separate them from their hard-earned money. Unfortunately, jewelry is a blind purchase for nearly all consumers. You never know for sure if the jewelry you purchased is worth the money you paid. You're putting your trust in the hands of the jewelry salesperson. This report will chronicle the jewelry buying experience of Elaine, a wonderful woman with a loving husband who would do anything to make her happy. Watch and listen as Elaine describes in detail her personal experience from boarding the ship to the seminars on board ship given by shopping guides, and you will hear her shopping experience that will shock you. And finally, when she discovers the great deal she was promised never materialized, you will witness her desperate efforts to return the purchases she made. Watch this series and educate yourself on the dangers of retail buying on the high seas. Welcome to Gems of Knowledge. I'm David Bellman. I'm here with Rachel, and we have a very special guest, Elaine, who I spoke of earlier, who was on a cruise and who has a story to tell us that I think a lot of people need to hear about, because it's very, very important that people understand what's going on these cruises. It's something that I've had to deal with for many years, and I know you've just experienced it, and that you want to share that with our viewers. So I appreciate the fact that you came in to see us today and willing to talk about it.
Thank you. I look forward to this opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
My husband and I went on a cruise recently in May, first week in May to be exact. And I've always loved jewelry, and one thing that they really plug on a cruise line is, all the shopping and these ports of call where many jewelry stores are there available for us.
Yeah.
And they do have a seminar that was shown to us on the third day that we were there, and they encouraged us to attend the seminar so that way they could identify the jewelry stores that they stand behind. Not only jewelry stores, but other ports of shopping. And they encouraged us to come, and they said that the first 200 people would get a booklet entitling you to tens of thousands of dollars off a certain merchandise, not only to be used on this cruise, but future cruises as well. So it was, I naturally wanted to go because there were no activities that were planned on ship that day.
Yeah.
And in my stateroom, every time I turned the TV on, it would default to a certain channel, advertising, shopping, and so forth. So,
and was it for shopping for particular stores, or just shopping
no,
to go to these seminars?
Just shopping in general. But we also received what they call a compass every day, which is a daily newsletter.
Yep.
And included in that newsletter was a certificate. If you presented it at the seminar, you got a free bracelet.
Okay.
A charm bracelet. So, of course, I'm interested in when you can get something for free. I go for it.
Yep.
And I went to the seminar, and they educated us on the stores that they supported. And, I should mention this too. As we entered the seminar, they gave us a slip of paper identifying the stores that they supported and some of the merchandise that they sold. So as they were going through their presentation and we saw something that we might be interested in, they asked us to put a check mark next to it. And they would include a VIP card to that store along with their certificate for a discount or $10 off, 50, 100, whatever.
Okay.
So you hand that to them at the end of the seminar. The seminar lasted probably about an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
And as we're walking out, I'm handing him my paper, and I asked the port shopping guide, "Where's my free bracelet?" And he says, "You can't expect me to bring all those bracelets in there with me, do you?" And he says, "You're going to have to go to Diamonds International to pick that up."
Really?
So, yeah. And, I looked at my compass again to make sure I didn't get the information wrong, and I didn't.
Okay.
It did say you were going to get a bracelet. He also encouraged us to attend an additional seminar later that day, that they would give us more details, detailed information as far as diamonds, how to purchase a diamond, the color cut and all that, and other jewelry as well, like tanzanites and so forth. Okay. So I attended that seminar, and that seminar lasted about an hour, and it was a little repetitious of the first one, really. They went into a little bit more detail with the gems, but, it was kind of repetitious.
Well, let's talk about who are these people? How do they identify themselves, the people that are doing the seminars? Are they from these jewelry stores? Are they from, where do they say they're from? Are they from the cruise line?
They're identified as port shopping guides.
Port shopping guides.
Port shopping guides.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they don't...
And there were two of them. There was a boyfriend and a girlfriend.
Okay.
And I don't know if they were really working for the cruise line, working for the jewelry stores, if they worked independently. I didn't know. I thought that they were working for the cruise line, and they were working to help us, in our best interest. They made me feel like, oh, well, we have your backs. When we go shopping and you go into one of these jewelry stores, you can shop. You can shop, and you could,
like with confidence kind of thing?
with confidence. We will back you. And
well, specifically, now this is where we're going to start. This is where it starts to get interesting, right, Rachel? Is when they start talking about backing you. Do they say they're offering discounts? I mean, how is this playing out exactly? I mean, what?
They told us. They says, just when you go in a jewelry store, negotiate your best price. Try and get them down to your best price. And they did also say, if you purchase more than one item, like one or two additional items, you're apt to get a better discount. So you might want to try that.
I see. So they're encouraging you to spend more money.
Which I did.
Yeah.
Did you feel like that it was natural, or did you feel at all that you felt pressured, or that it was like very set up and well played out?
Well, at first, the first time I asked him for a quote on a ring, and he told me how much it was. I says, "You got to be kidding me." I mean, the price was like $24,000.
Right, but the seminars themselves, I think, was that really what your question was?
Yeah.
Oh, at the seminars.
At the seminars, I mean, did it
seem odd that they were having these seminars and that they were encouraging people to come in? I mean, did it seem like they were setting you up to shop, because we're going to get to this eventually, but they were setting you up to shop at different stores?
It didn't occur to me then, but it did occur to me when I had to go in to this one store. I don't know if I can name it.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, and I had to show this card in order to get my free bracelet. Then I started getting suspicious,
right,
because it forced me through the door.
Right.
to get it.
Right.
So you're
Yeah.
thinking that these seminars that you're going to are going to be seminars that are there
That
to
are gonna-
help you, right?
Exactly.
As opposed
exactly.
to set you up for.
Right, because they told us that some of these stores deal in quantity. And that's why they're able to give us a better price for it. They eliminate a lot of the middlemen. I believed them.
What about
Okay?
the other stores, the ones that they're not recommending? I mean, there are a ton of other jewelry stores on those islands. What do they say about them?
They say that they sell false gems.
They literally discredit the other jewelry stores that are there? I mean, do they
Not by name.
Of course.
Not by name, but yes, they do. They do. They discredit the other jewelry stores. Anyone that's not on their list, they
Okay.
cannot vouch for.
All right, we're going to end this segment right now, but what I do want to point out that in this particular point is that you can probably see the pattern that's building up here. And really what's happening is there's a private group, another company that's hired by the cruise lines to encourage, quote unquote, encourage people to shop in particular stores. And the reasons for that is, A, they're being paid, these people that are representing, supposedly helping you,
Yeah.
are actually paid people who are getting paid by a third-party company, by cruise lines and by jewelry stores to steer you into a certain store to shop in. And the reason is because of commissions. A lot of people don't realize, and you're going to learn as we go through this process, that the cruise lines get huge kickbacks from these particular stores that this third-party company recommends to people like you, which I am sure was never disclosed to you at that time.
Never.
And you just assumed that they were just buddies and helpful, and maybe the cruise line provided them. There was no...
Exactly, because on the cruise line itself, I mean, everything was positive. I have nothing but good things to say about the cruise, especially. And you're at that high. You're experiencing that high. And you just want to believe the very best about the whole cruise. And it's hard for you to believe otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to end this segment right here, and then when we come back, we're going to dig into this into more detail and expose some more of these, what I consider to be kind of deceptive selling practices. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Howard. We hope you've enjoyed this first episode of Retail Dangers on the High Seas. Next week, in Part 2, we'll learn more about Elaine's shopping experiences. And then, we'll be joined by a contract attorney who will explain in detail the outrageous terms and conditions printed on the back of her receipt. So we'll see you next Sunday at 12:30 for another episode of Gems of Knowledge.